welcome to Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Today is Tutorial Tuesday and we are going to learn the lemon peel stitch. So I have sugar and cream cotton, and this is the color Summer Splash. This is upside down, medium 4. It calls for a 5mm crochet hook. I will be using a 6. Let's see, it's 100% cotton. So, and then you also need a tape measure, a stitch marker if you want to keep track of the end of your rows, if that helps you, but you don't have to have a stitch marker, a tapestry needle to sew in your ends, and a pair of scissors. So I'm going to do, again, about a 10-inch square to do my washcloth. And when you're doing the lemon peel stitch, you start with an odd number of chains. So your chain row should be an odd number. So whatever you want, however how big a project you're wanting to do, you do an odd number of chains in the beginning row. So I've been doing about 30, about 30 stitches or chains. So I'm going to do 29 and see if that gets me close to my 10 inches. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to do a slip knot. And then I'm going to chain 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, where's a piece of lint? 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Now let's see how long that is. And it's right at 10 inches. Okay. So let's move that out of the way. Now, your next row, starting the second chain from the hook, so not this chain, but this chain, you're going to turn over. Let me see if I can get a little closer for this. Okay, so here is your chain. You turn sideways like this, and you see these little bumps on the back, that back bump. Okay, so you're going to take, and the second chain from the hook, which is this one right here, and there's the back bump. You're going to go into that back bump. See, there's your chain, the top of your chain right there. Can you see it? So you're going in that back bump, and you're going to do a single crochet. Next, then the next bump, you're going to do a double. After this, it'll get a little easier. This is a little bit difficult row, I guess. So a double crochet. Okay, now a single crochet in the next bump. So you go in through the loop, wrap your yarn around your hook, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn, pull through. That's a single crochet. The next bump, and you just kind of, go a little slow with this one. Take your time so you're getting in the right loop, because you're doing that back bump, not the front. So that was a single. So the next one we're going to do a double. We'll wrap our yarn, go through that back loop, wrap your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn, pull through 2, wrap your yarn, pull through 2, and that's a double. So you're going to go down through there and do single, double all the way down. So you're doing a single next, and then a double, I'm going off screen, sorry guys. Let me back up just a little bit. Oh no, let's see. I want you to be able to see it, but I don't want it to be too far away. So the last one I did was a double, so the next one is a single. And then a double. After this row, we'll be going into the stitch the normal way. So that was a double, so then we do a single. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera. Then a double. And you'll do that all the way down. And I'll meet you near the end, okay? Okay, let me go close again. Oh, it's far away. Okay, I'm down closer to the end. And I always, if you need to, you can stop for just a minute and just kind of straighten out your chain and look so that you can keep track of where those back loops are. So I just finished with a double. So I'm going to go into this one, next one, and do a single. And then a double in the next one. And then I look at my chain, make sure I'm in the right place. Then a single. And a double. Then a single. And then a double. Okay, we have 2 chains left. So we do a single. And we end with a double. Now you will always start your rows with a single and end your rows with a double crochet. If it does not end that way, then you've skipped a stitch somewhere, or you do not have an odd number of stitches. So again, you will start with a single and end with a double every row. Now we're going to start. Let me show you. There's what we got so far. And I heard that one reason they call this the lemon peel stitch is it feels and looks kind of like the rind of a lemon. I don't know, but there we go. But that's what what we got so far. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And that chain 1 does not count as a stitch or anything. Now this will be our repeat row. It's a 1 row repeat, and you'll repeat row 2 the entire size of your project, the entire width, or So we chained 1 a turn, so we will start with a single crochet in the first stitch, and try not to get confused with your chain 1 space. Right there's your chain 1. So this second, let me get real close on this one too. Okay, here is our chain 1 right here. So this stitch, the second one from the hook, is the first stitch of the last row, of the end of the last row. So you will do a single, and you'll go through both loops of that stitch, wrap your yarn, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn and pull through both loops, single crochet. Then the next one, you will do a double crochet. See, they're laying kind of sideways, so you just have to look for them there a little bit. And you do a double crochet. And then you'll do a single. You're going through both loops of that stitch. Then you're going to do a double. And so we're going to repeat that all the way to the end of the row. And you will, if you notice, I'm getting ready to do a single, so my single crochet is falling into the double crochet from the row below. Single. Then the double is going to fall into the single crochet from below, or go into. So it's the opposite of what you did the row before. So that helps give it that texture that you're looking for. So you're going to do a single through both loops. Let's see. Sorry, guys. And then a double. If you're hearing noise, my husband is working downstairs in the basement on some things. And plus, it is very windy today. And so every now and then the wind will howl real loud. But I'm going to pause the camera and meet you near the end of the row, okay? Okay, I've got 2 stitches left. And I just ended with a double crochet. So the next stitch, and see this row, they're kind of laying over to the side a little bit. So go in and do a single crochet, and then a double in the last stitch. And again, you start with a single in the row, and you always end with a double in the row. Sorry, I went out of camera. Let me make it a little bit further back so I don't do that. Chain 1 and turn. Now I'm going to do a few more rows and meet you back, and we'll see what it's looking like so far. And so I will pause and be right back. Okay, I come right back real fast. I just want to make sure you remember that you're going, let me lay this down here. Let me get closer. Let me make sure it's in the camera. Okay. Here is your chain 1. So then this second stitch right here, the first one is your chain 1. So you're going into this second stitch from the hook at the beginning of each row, and that you start with a single crochet. So this second loop is the one you start in, not this one. This one's your chain 1 right there. That's your chain 1. You don't go into it, you skip it, and you go into the second stitch from the hook and do your first single crochet for that row. So I'm going to pause, and we'll come back in a little bit and see what we've got going on, okay? Okay, there's what we've got so far. And again, I was going to do another row or 2 with you. You always start with a single, and it's the second loop or chain from the hook, stitch from the hook, because this first one is your chain 1. So you go into this second one and you do a single crochet, and then you do a double in the next one. And if you'll notice, let me finish this double. Let's see if I can go a little closer. Okay. You see how it looks bunched up right here? Let me point with this. It looks like bunched up right here, and then there's just a little stitch there, and it's bunched up, then a little stitch bunched. That is, the bunched up part is your double from the row below. So you're doing a single in it. And that's one way to keep track of that you're on the right stitch. You're doing a single, and then in that little single area, you're doing your double. Let's see, make sure I'm in the right spot so that you can see me. Okay. Single. And a double. Single. And a double. Single. And a double. I'm going off, sorry guys. Single. And a double. All right. And see, if you have to turn it sideways to look and make sure you're at the right stitch. There's a single. And a double. single, and double, and you go all the way down doing a single and a double all the way to the end of the row, always ending on a double crochet or with a double crochet, or how you want to say that. So single, double, single, double, single, and then we end with a double, and right there's your double the last stitch, and it is a double crochet. So always ending with a double crochet, chain one, turn your work, and always starting with a single crochet. So that's your chain space. So you're always, right there's your chain right there. So this next one over, which if you're looking at it on the side, see it's this right here, right here. And there's where you're going to do your single. And I'm going to pause the video, and I will come back when I'm down to my last row, okay? Okay guys, here's what I've got so far, and I'm loving this color of this yarn. I really like it. So I've got 10 inches that way approximately, and then this way, so make sure I'm on the, I've got 9, so I need probably, I'm guessing 2 rows equals 1 inch. So I'm going to do 2 more rows with you, and then we'll finish up our washcloth. So I chained 1 and I turned. Let me get a little closer. So I'm going to do a single crochet in the first stitch of the last row, the last stitch of the row before, but it's my first stitch. It's the second one from the hook. This first one here is this one right here is your chain 1. So right here's where I'm going in at. Second loop or stitch, and doing a single crochet. And I'm doing a double crochet. Get some more yarn. Single, double, single, double, single, double, single, double. Oh, see, I started a wrap. See, you gotta watch. I get in the mood want to start doing all doubles or something. Single and double. So lots of times I'll say it out loud to myself when I'm doing it to make sure I stay on the correct stitch. Single and double, single and double, single, double. We're just doing single and double all the way to the end of the row. You always start with a single crochet and always end with a double crochet on every row. Single, double, single, double. And if you don't need to do this, you can always fast forward. So I got 2 stitches left, so I'm doing a single, and then my last stitch is a double. Chain 1, turn my work. And I'm going into the second loop from the hook, and it's right there. You can tell it's the start of your washcloth. Single crochet, then a double crochet. And this should be our last row, and then we should be able to sew in our ends and have our next washcloth. Single, double, single, double, and this is a yarn eater, it looks like, because I'm almost through with that little skein of yarn. Don't have a whole lot left on it. I'll show you in just a minute when we're done. Single, double, single, double, single, double, single, double, single in the next stitch, double in the next stitch, on to the end of the row. Single, and last stitch is a double. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. Now let's measure it, and then we'll fasten it off if it's good. I think it will be. Let me back up so you can see it all. Okay. 10. I don't know, I might need to do one more row. No, that's close enough. Okay, 10 by 10. So I'm going to get my scissors. Let me close again. And I'm going to pull up where I chained 1. I'm going to pull up that loop. I'm going to cut my yarn, leaving a long enough tail to weave in my ends. Pull that out through and kind of cinch it so it tightens it right there. So there is our washcloth. Let's see. Let's go ahead and tie in our ends. So I get my tapestry needle, my darning needle, whatever you call this thing. And then I'm going to weave in, and you weave. Let's see. You go through one direction to make sure I don't have it pulled too tight. And then I'm going to go back the other direction. And then one more time, back the other direction. And that should keep it from coming loose, you know, from unraveling. So there's that. And we'll cut off this end. Now let's do this one. If anybody's got any tips, sometimes I don't, my ends seem to come loose every now and then. So I don't know if I'm not weaving them enough, or if there's a better way to do this. I'd appreciate any tips. This end wasn't as long as the other one. So make sure it's not too tight. Fix that. Now cut that excess off. So there's our washcloth. Back it up one more time so you can see. And you could always do a border if you wanted to on any of your washcloths. You could just do like a single crochet, a couple rows of single crochet all the way around for just a simple border. But let me show you this. Here is what's left of that yarn. So there's not much of any left. I might be able to do a few of my key fobs with that. So there's that. Our washcloth. One way you can tell your washcloth square is if you can fold it corner to corner, opposite corner to opposite corner, and then it come up. If you can fold it and get it to lay where it's a triangle, then it's square. That is some beautiful yarn. So there's our finished washcloth. I've had fun. I like this stitch. It's really nice. And it is the same on both sides as far as the texture and the design. So there's that. I hope that you all are enjoying my tutorials. I am up for constructive criticism. Any ideas, any stitches that you would like to see done. Then if I don't know how to do it, I will learn how to do it. And then we can do a washcloth together. But for now, that's it for this week. For Tutorial Tuesday, we did a washcloth in the lemon peel. And I've got a left-handed version and a right-handed version. On my right-handed version, I just flip my whole video so that, because I crochet left-handed. I'm left-handed, I crochet left-handed. So the right-handed, any writing on it, wording on it will be backwards because I flipped my camera, or flipped the video to make it right-handed so someone that's right-handed could follow. So that's it for now. I love you guys. Please give me a thumbs up. Please like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share me out. Yeah, I love you guys, and we will talk to you later in Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Bye for now.